Turn that goddamn light off. And 3, 2, 1. Welcome to... What's going on, guys? So today we're going to be talking about shoes. One of the questions that I've come across is, what kind of shoes should you wear to the gym? Well, the answer to that is both hard and easy to answer. And the reason for that is because it really depends on what you are trying to do. Now, I know we've all been there when you're trying to get a new pair of shoes, you know, you want to go to the gym, but you go to the store and there's just a sea of shoes on the wall. What do you choose? Which one do you pick? There's so many options, there's so many colors, you know, designs and all of that. There's running shoes, there's trail shoes, there's cross trainers, there's basketball shoes, there's lifting shoes, there's flats, there's so many. So what do you pick? Well, I'm gonna break some things down for you guys today. Really, there's only 3 styles of shoes that you have to pick from, right? One of them is a cross trainer, the other is a running shoe, and the other one are lifting shoes. Before we get started, I'm making this video for the average person who goes to the gym, maybe plays some sports, goes running, you know, just the average person who wants to live a much healthier lifestyle. And I'm gonna go through some pros and cons with each shoes, as well as the specific activities that these shoes are designed for. So to kick things off, we're gonna get started with the cross trainer. So who is this shoe for? This shoe is for people who not only go to the gym, but plays recreational sports, as well as people who do a lot of dynamic plyometric movements, right? That's who this is for. So you're a CrossFitter type of person, that's who's gonna really benefit the most from wearing these shoes. So with a cross trainer, you're going to see a lot of lateral support from both sides, on the outside of the shoe, as well as the inside of the shoe. What you're also going to notice is a much more durable material on the toe box area, and that's to prevent tearing when you're moving around in all different angles, right? Another feature of a cross trainer is the sole. So I don't know if you guys can notice right here, the sole is meant for multi-directional movement. What that means is if you're gonna be changing positions, changing directions, you know, very quickly, the sole of a cross trainer is going to allow that movement to happen easily. Another feature you're gonna see is that the shoes are very low profile. With all that said, I believe the cross trainers for the average beginner is gonna be very beneficial, especially if you are doing other recreational sports every now and then, training, even going for some light jogs. I think the cross trainer is an all-around great shoe to have. Next on our list is going to be the running shoe. What makes a running shoe different from a cross trainer? To start things off, they're lighter. The materials on the upper is gonna be very breathable, typically with a mesh material. You're gonna notice here that the material is not that durable compared to a cross trainer. The other thing too is it's gonna be much more cushioned at the sole of the shoe. So the sole of the shoe is going to be very soft to help absorb impact, especially in the heel. There's gonna be many different features and many different types of shoes and brands. For Nike, they like to incorporate the air technology on their shoes, again, absorbing that impact. And here's another example of that air technology that I'm talking about. Very big bubble, very comfortable shoes, and it's really good for impact absorption. Now, with the topic of the sole of the shoe, what you're typically going to notice is a nice waffle design at the bottom of the shoe. Very straightforward, and what that means is it's gonna be a lot easier to propel you forward, right? It's gonna be very flexible for the natural motion of the foot when you're running or walking. So the shoe, you can see they're very flexible. They're very lightweight and is really comfortable on the feet. Can you work out in the gym with these? Absolutely. Can you play sports in them? Absolutely not. I wouldn't recommend it, mostly because there's no lateral support on the shoe. To add to that, the shoe itself does not have a multi-directional sole, meaning if you're gonna be doing a lot of pivoting, a lot of stop and go movements in different angles, this shoe will not feel as supportive. It's not gonna feel as reactive when you are doing those types of movements. So if you're doing a lot of cardio, if you're just lifting weights, running shoes are definitely a great option. I just don't recommend you play sports or do any sort of plyometrics with them. The next one on our list is my personal favorite, the lifting shoe. So, what is a lifting shoe? To start it off, every single lifting shoe from every different brand across the board is going to have one thing in common, and that is a raised heel. The benefit of a raised heel is to give you better positioning at the bottom of the squat, keeping you a lot more upright, and to add to that, they're very sturdy and solid to once again give you more power at the bottom when you're coming up off of a squat. Now the height of the heel can range from 1/4 inch to all the way up to 2.75 inches. I believe the highest one is the Romaleo 2. One of the other benefits of a lifting shoe is the strap. You're gonna see a bunch of different straps from different brands. Some shoes you're gonna have one or two, it really depends, but they all serve the same purpose, and that's for added support to help prevent any unwanted movements that would misgroove you from your squat or from your clean and jerks or for any weightlifting movements. That's what the straps are for, right? The other thing too is, as I mentioned earlier, it's very sturdy across the board. You are really only going to have flexion in the toe box area right here, the forefoot and the toe box, right? From the midfoot to the heel is very solid and sturdy, keep you locked in place. Another thing you're gonna notice too with a lot of them is they're gonna be very heavy. As light as this shoe is, it's still quite heavy compared to a cross trainer or a running shoe. This shoe is generally going to be for your weightlifter, your power lifter, your CrossFitter. And the reason for that is because of this raised heel. For power lifters, we do a lot of squats. We want to be in the best positioning as much as possible. And same thing with weightlifters and CrossFitters. Those are the real main benefits of wearing this shoe. I don't recommend it for anything else other than those movements. Can you do deadlifts in them? 100%. Movement on a deadlift with a raised heel is going to completely change where you feel the movement, right? You're gonna activate a lot more hamstrings and glutes when your heels are raised. So what are these shoes not recommended for? Well, keeping it simple, anything other than lifting. They're really not good for anything else. I don't recommend playing sports in them. Number one, they're heavy. Number two, there's no flexion in the shoe whatsoever. Number three, with this raised heel, you're gonna be very stuck to the ground. You're not gonna be able to move and react responsively as much as you would like compared to a cross trainer. Now the next shoe on the list is going to be more of a preference, and it's going to be the flats or the chucks, whatever, they're the same thing. What is this shoe for? Originally, the Converse, the high top versions, were basketball shoes. I have no idea why they were basketball shoes. In today's age, with lifting and all of that, the reason why so many people, including myself, wear Converse to the gym when we're lifting heavy weights, especially during a deadlift, is because it's so minimal, it's so low to the ground, and that allows you to drive more power from the floor as opposed to something that's higher off the ground with a lot more cushion. So that's the reason why you'll see a lot of lifters wearing chucks when they're deadlifting, or flats, or deadlift slippers. Other than that, there's really no purpose in the gym for chucks. They're fine, they're comfortable, you know what I mean? If you're just doing an upper body day or even a leg day, you can definitely wear them. Do I suggest it? It really depends on you. Personally, I have definitely worn these shoes doing anything and everything at the gym just because I didn't want to change my shoes. And that's really it. There's no other benefits to the shoe other than the facts that I've mentioned to you. Can you play sports in them? Yeah, but guess what? You're gonna get hurt a lot faster and a lot easier because there's no support, especially for the ankles. So these are the types of shoes that are going to be recommended to you when you go to the store to buy your new pair. Now with that said, going back to the original question of what shoes should you wear to the gym. Like I said, you can literally wear whatever shoes you want. Just keep in mind of the activities that you're going to be participating in. Personally speaking, I've worn many different types of shoes during my workouts, ranging from the ones that I've mentioned to Jordans, to Air Force Ones, to Air Maxes, and they're fine, right? But again, with the movements that I was just doing mainly bodybuilding and powerlifting movements. I wasn't doing a lot of plyometrics or dynamic movements with those shoes. However, when I would play basketball, I would be changing to my either cross trainer or basketball shoe. Now, for my lifters out there, what shoes do I not recommend for you? What I don't recommend are these types of shoes. The big shoes with the Air Max sole and the shoes with a lot of cushioning in them. Not necessarily have to be the Air Maxes, but just anything that has a lot of cushioning. And the reason for that, again, is because of the compression of the shoe. So if you think about it, with a lifting shoe or even a cross trainer, they're gonna be fairly solid. Lifting shoes are gonna be mainly solid to provide you with more leg drive, right? It's gonna resemble you being closer to the ground and delivering more power. When you squat and train with a running shoe that has a lot of cushion, the heel itself will be compressing throughout your entire movement, not really providing you any sort of stability whatsoever. You're not gonna get any leg drive, and these are not the best if you're trying to lift heavy weights. So I hope I clarified some things for you guys. What I wanna do is educate you guys. So I hope that you took something away from this video that's going to help make a better decision in picking out your next footwear. If you guys like this type of video where I just talk to you guys about products, about shoes, about cameras, about whatever, let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Rah. I also forgot to mention this shoe here. I actually reviewed this shoe before in the past, and I compared it to the Romaleo 2s. So if you guys are interested in watching that video, I'll put the link up here in one of these cards, and I'll put it down in the description as well. All right, thanks you guys again for watching. Peace.
Perfect.